Guys, welcome to the I Love CVille show. It's Jerry Miller. It's great to be with you on a Monday. Dude, it feels like spring outside. This weekend was freaking marvelous. I feel absolutely alive today in the I Love CVille Network studios. Fantastic program lined up for you. We're going to talk restaurants and a new one that's emerging on the UVa Corner that I know is going to kick some ass and take some names. Pronto fresh pasta on the go in the old Revolutionary Soup location. The brainchild, the vision, the hard work of Johnny Garver. Gregg Dionne, of Daniel Kaufman. You know some of these gentlemen from Public. You know some of these gentlemen from Parallel 38. You know some of these gentlemen, some of the best restaurateurs and chefs in, let's just say, the East Coast, the Commonwealth right now. We're gonna welcome them to the show in T-minus 45 seconds. Before we do, let's thank some of our clients that make the program possible. Guys, I say it every single day. We are an advertising agency at I Love CVille and V&V Brands. On the first and second floor of the Macklin Building on Market Street, we represent, as of this morning, 113 clients across Charlottesville, Central Virginia, the East Coast, and our satellite office in New Providence, New Jersey. Two of our favorites, where we represent all aspects of their brand, Intrastate Pest and Service Companies, and Dr. Scott Wagner of Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. First, Intrastate, a client of almost 8 years. The business started in 1969 with the first generation, Mr. Robert Wells. And in 1969 in Charlottesville, he used his personal truck and sweat equity to build a company, literally using payphones around Charlottesville to call his customers. Today, this business has 4 generations of family running it, almost 100 employees, and a Commonwealth-wide working footprint. Truly a Charlottesville success story, the kind of stories we love to celebrate here at I Love CVille. Same with Scott Wagner of Scott Wagner Chiropractic and Sports Medicine. Dr. Wagner is doing big-time things through physical therapy, chiropractic care, and sports medicine for thousands of patients across Central Virginia. Dr. Wagner, my friend, we salute you. Judah Wickower, you are the director of the show. I love you. I know this morning you probably hate my guts. I apologize. I'm a hard ass because I want the business to head in the right direction. I'm sorry, though. My friend, let's go to the studio cam.
He didn't nod.
And let's welcome, three gentlemen that need no introduction. First, Daniel Kaufman, Aki. How are you, Daniel?
I'm very well. How are you?
Good, good, good. Johnny Garver, Gregg Dionne, Capasa, gentlemen. How are you?
Doing well.
Great.
Good, good. We'll start with Daniel. Passions, hobbies, interests. Who is Daniel Kaufman?
Well, first of all, thank you for having me back.
Absolutely.
It's nice to be back here again. Who am I? I like good food. I like giving people good food. I like being around people who like good food and making it, and that's why I'm lucky to have these gentlemen around me now. I've been very fortunate to be working with them on this project now. Who am I? What do I like to do? God, food is such a big part of it. I feel like I've covered that one already.
Still my answer.
I like to scuba dive. That's my thing. That's my new thing as of late.
You're a family man.
Yeah.
You like to travel.
I like to travel.
I feel like you like to scuba dive.
That's a big thing for me now.
Yeah, I've seen it all over your Facebook page.
Yeah.
You work your tail off.
I think so.
I see it.
I think so.
You built a behemoth in Public.
It's doing well. Yeah, it's a restaurant I'm really proud of, and Gregg has an equal amount of pride he should share in that as well, because he's been with me for 6 years now. Not as the first chef, but as my longest serving chef. And he's awesome, and he's sitting right there.
I love it. Gregg Dionne in the mix. A man with a fabulous last name, more talents in the back of the house. Yeah. Look at these fucking forearms and biceps. Dude is jacked over here.
I know. He literally goes to the gym every single day.
I can tell.
I can't call him anytime between noon and 2.
Yeah.
You go to the gym every day?
No,
it's
slimmed out over the last few months.
Is it your stress reliever?
Yeah, I'm constantly on my phone dealing with restaurant-related subjects, and to put that thing away for an hour in the locker, that just kind of takes my mind away from it. So I guess so, yeah, a little bit.
Dude, amen. I know the feeling. I am literally at ACAC 5 or 6 days a week. It's like a reprieve. Helps maintain my sanity, helps keep this addiction in check, and keeps me from pursuing 2 or 3 extra Angels Envies or Knob Creeks a night. Who is Gregg Dionne?
I'm really simple, straightforward. If I'm not working, I'm going to the gym. I'm sitting watching Seinfeld repeats, or I'm trying to get into golf. I have a new house with a big yard, and I like to drive golf balls into the lake and into the woods.
This is
And
a new thing I'm learning about.
Nice.
I'm getting the 7 iron down, and we'll move up to the bigger clubs after that. But one thing at a time.
I love it. How about this gentleman over here, flossing over here, Johnny Garver, recently trimmed beard. I like it.
Yep.
You shaped it up a little bit.
Yeah, cleaned up a little bit.
You're looking good, dude.
Thank you.
Who's Johnny Garver?
Again, like Daniel said, food is definitely one of my big things. I've been in the restaurant industry in Charlottesville for a long time, so food and family are my two passions. If I'm not cooking, I'm at home. I have a brand new baby, so
Congratulations.
spend a lot of time with the little girl. So, yeah.
How old?
She's just turned 4 months, baby Evelyn.
Dude, you're in the thick.
Yep.
Mine's
She's a great
22
baby, though.
months.
She's sleeping, eating, doing all the great things. She's pretty well tempered, so I think we got lucky with this one. So
Congratulations.
yeah.
First one?
Yes, yeah.
That's amazing. Anything better than being a father?
No.
Yeah.
No, there's good food, comes close, but being a father that's the best feeling.
You're
Which
Johnny
I'll learn in 1 month because
Yeah.
Whoa!
my first one's the end of February. So
Fantastic. Get ready for the best, hardest thing ever, dude.
very interesting timing that I have Johnny to ask how the first few months go because
Yeah.
they're cleaning his memory.
Get sleep while you can.
Yeah.
This is the elder statesman from fatherhood.
Yeah, I got 2.
What's the dynamic? What's the age there?
Same age.
Yeah?
Blended.
Okay.
Blended. Both 10, yeah.
10 years old?
10 years old, yeah.
Fantastic. Does
Yeah.
it get easier?
Oh, yeah. My kids are easy. My kids are super easy.
Yeah?
My kids are really easy. You know, funny story, we were talking about Johnny mentioned he's been in Charlottesville, the food scene, for a long time. One thing I didn't realize until we started working together is my first restaurant job in Charlottesville when I moved here in 2001 was a place that I guess he had just left when I started working there. And that was the Greenskeeper restaurant on the corner. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah. I used to get in the
where,
Greenskeeper with fake IDs all the time.
everyone got in the
Yeah.
Greenskeeper with fake IDs.
I've bartended at the Greenskeeper illegally.
That's where I first met Chaz Webster.
I remember Chaz came on his 21st birthday, and he was like, "It's my 21st birthday."
Yeah,
Like,
he's like-
you've been drinking it for like 2 years.
At least.
He's like best friends with the owner as well.
George
Groom.
and Teresa
George
Groom.
and Teresa Groom.
I used to watch George drink like a fifth of bourbon.
Maker's
Yeah,
Mark.
Maker's
Maker's
Mark.
Mark.
Always
And
at the end.
And then I think
And
drive
ginger.
to Louisa County.
Yep.
I was hustling on the foosball table.
I made a lot of
Yeah.
those bourbon and
Yeah.
gingers over the years.
Oh man, Greenskeeper. What do you remember about the corner? Then we're gonna get you in the big Greg. I know was this a little bit before your time? I think so, in Charlottesville?
I was 2000. I don't know when I came here.
He owned the Virginian as well.
He
at
owns
the
the
time.
Virginian as
I was
well.
there when
I
he sold it
was-
to Andy, and
I was,
I was probably the first person they ever fired, and it was with very, very good reason. Patrick, his brother, fired me.
I was a bouncer at
Shortly
O'Neill's in
afterwards.
Biltmore, and he would come in there with Jason Borman, who's now I think at Cardinal Hall.
Yeah.
And
together.
Big dude,
yeah,
tattooed
Big Borman.
sleeves.
Yep.
Yeah.
We just called him Borman. But they would come in to have a drink every now and then. He offered me a job as a bartender over there. I was only like 19 at the time, so I was like, sure, yeah, come bartend. Never asked how old I was, so I just started bartending there, and then I quit when it was my 21st birthday, and there was some people that I'd known from school there that were, going on and saying happy 21st birthday, and he kind of overheard that, and I was like, all right, I guess
I'm
I'm
piecing
gone.
out.
I'm gone now. So yeah, those are. Corner back then was very different.
Dude, I was going to say this. Let me throw this
it
to
was
you guys.
awful.
And then this is a natural segue into your new brand and your new business, Pronto. The Corner, I've been in Charlottesville since 2000. The Corner was like the effing Wild West then. I remember
I saw some crazy things.
Yes.
I can tell you stories.
Crazy.
with a napkin basically with my birthday on it
Yeah.
and getting into Coops
Yep.
as an 18-year-old.
Yep.
Yeah.
And now, I mean, how would you characterize its evolution? Why don't we throw that out there?
It's definitely been cleaned up.
Oh yeah, it's definitely.
Definitely been cleaned up.
Yeah, there's no blood
Now
trails
we have all
going
the
down there.
ambassadors too, so people feel
I think it's been
a
under a lot of scrutiny over the last few years as well.
Yes.
With the ABC issues as well.
Yeah.
And that brought I think a lot of things to light. The way that they handle underage kids drinking, which not something I think we're going to deal with much. Hopefully.
Knock on
I
wood.
would.
Knock on IKEA.
Knock on IKEA. But I think I agree with Johnny. I think it's the Corner is a much cleaner place than it used to be. But the students look the same. They look younger to me now. Is
That's 'cause
that
we're
weird?
getting older.
Is that they look
It's
like?
'cause we're old
It's
men.
amazing to me how young they look. They look like middle school kids now.
They do. Yeah.
They were
Karen
doing.
Belinda says, hey, Daniel, I'm number 3, 6 years.
Yeah.
6 years.
Karen's been with me since day one, since the day we opened public. Hi, Karen. I think she's going to help out with this project as well.
Joe Panazzo watching. Laura Funner at Dooners is watching. Give it a like, give it
Congratulations, Laura. I saw that.
Taking over Dooners.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
And then
that's great news.
Guy's Grocery
That's what I
Games.
was referring to, yeah.
Let's give some props to David Simmons, Eric Verga?
Yeah, Verga. Yeah.
Katie Rousey, Rebecca Wade, Frank Anquilone is watching. 6 different restaurants watching the program as we speak. Let's get Greg in the mix. I have a feeling Johnny and Daniel are not going to need any prompting, so I'm going to throw this to you, Greg, here. Talk to us about Pronto. What is the new brand and restaurant, Pronto Fresh Pasta on the Go?
Exactly like it sounds. We have a really awesome machine that makes fresh pasta, all sorts of different cuts and styles. We're making it fresh day of, dropping them in the water and saucing them, and it should be quick and
Everything
delicious.
from scratch.
Yeah,
Everything from scratch, everything in a pan.
That's
Complete
awesome.
scratch kitchen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And it's one of the, there's a lot of pasta around, and it's very few fresh pasta around, and we absolutely 100% of it's always going to be fresh. Where Daniel was just saying today, he doesn't think he's ever going to eat dry pasta
I
again.
don't know how I could.
Yeah,
it's
just
a world of difference.
It's
It's
completely
so
different.
easy to make. I mean, that's the thing. I don't know why more
it's
are
so
not doing
easy to
it.
make with the machine we have, which
Yeah.
is
Well,
we got a really nice pasta extruder that you can put the dye on the end of it. You put your flour in, you put your egg water mixture, and I mean it puts it out like a Play-Doh machine. So it produces 20
And
pounds
Frank-
of pasta an hour.
Yeah.
We got 2 machines, so we'll have one out on the front counter for people to see through the window us making pasta. We'll have one in the kitchen for production as well. So we've got like 10 different dyes. So we'll be doing a gluten-free pasta,
A lot of different
zucchini
cuts,
noodle, a large selection of pastas. Like the company that had Arco Baleno, where we got the pasta machine from, has I think 180 different dyes. So,
Nice.
Yeah, they're pretty expensive, but we started out with 10, and
It's an understatement.
I think this is going to take off, and we'll be able to bring Charlottesville lots of different pastas.
I think, and I don't want to assume, that's why I'm asking this question. You guys button up this first iteration, dot the I's across the T's. You can scale the shit out of this model. I mean, this is like...
We had the thought of that.
This I know you have.
Wow,
This
what a great
market-
idea.
We
This
should do that.
market is screaming a Pronto in Forest Lakes, Hollymead. This market is screaming a Pronto in Zion's Crossroads. It's screaming one on Route 29
We want to get.
on Pantops.
We're going to get this right first. I think we have big ambition for this one, but the most important thing right now is to get this right and do it right and really put a brand together that people can trust and feel good about and know they're going to get value and quality at the same time, and a lot of care in making this stuff as well, because really everything we do goes into a pan. It's not, we've used the expression poop and scoop in the past. This is real cooking happening in that kitchen. It's just it's happening quick, and it's there really is a lot of love going into that box, which you're going to see soon because we brought you lunch.
All right, we have a ton of pasta we're going to eat. I'm super pumped. I would love,
it's good.
I would love
It's really
to
good.
hear, and I'm going to throw it this side of the table, and then you jump in. I
Sure.
would love to hear the birth or like how this came to fruition.
Well, Daniel and I started talking about what this town was missing as far as restaurants. We wanted to get together and work together. We just kept bouncing ideas off of each other, and finally come up pasta. Like there's nowhere that does fresh pasta to go.
Fast casual setting.
Fast
yeah,
casual
yeah.
setting. People can come in and sit down. People can order from Uber Eats, Grubhub, DoorDash. We want to be included in all that. So it finally, we were like, pasta's it.
What else was on the tips of your tongues from a category standpoint? What else were you thinking potentially? I love this. Greg, jump in here.
We discussed this over curry one night at my house.
That
A lot of
chuckle
things
was
went
so
around, yeah.
ominous right there. What else was thought about?
there was lots of different things. I mean, I think we were first talking about just expanding public into a second
Yeah.
area. That's something I would like to do sometime in the future.
Which was tried,
We don't have
right?
to get into that.
Kind of.
Yeah,
it
but
happened too soon.
More local in
happened too soon as
Charlottesville,
well,
and maybe a little less high end, and make it a little more blue collar.
More approachable.
Yeah.
Those guys up on 29 that opened recently, that's
Yeah.
not far from the idea we were talking
Along
about.
that
Yeah,
the
that new
shrimp.
place.
I don't want to give too many shows, but the
give a
shrimp
shout out. It's good.
shrimp
They do-
shack.
Scrimp Shack.
Really?
I thought it was
didn't know
good.
that. Where's that?
It's by the
Ryle Hill
Kroger
Shopping
on
Center,
29.
Yeah,
Okay, interesting.
Ryle Hill.
Yeah.
Okay.
We talked about doing something similar to that. I think they're doing a pretty good job. I don't mind pumping
Yeah,
up another.
it's a good restaurant.
I think what it
I've
came
been
down
there.
to us is location. You know, looking at different properties and buildings, certain things fit in certain areas, certain things will not work in certain areas. So when we found this location down on the corner, we were like, that's it. The corner doesn't have this.
First
College
spot we
kids,
looked at was-
hopefully we'll eat it up.
First spot we looked at was a spot that's right across the street from us,
Yeah.
which is now, what is that place called?
Rocket Coffee?
No.
No, it's gonna be like a
Louis-
vape
no, it's-
shop or
Louise.
Louise.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
Not
that
to be
was-
confused with Eloise, but
Yeah,
Louise. Yeah.
That's
That's
why I
an
was
interesting model. That was an interesting model.
I don't know
I'm
what
just
it
going
is,
to leave it at that.
Yeah.
Were you
Yeah.
thinking across from Public because of the built-in
Oh, it would be-
synergies and efficiencies?
Oh, yeah, it'd be easy.
Yeah.
I think how accessible would that be? You know,
It was a pretty small location though.
It
and
is.
It was happening.
I don't think it has a
happening
foot
too
traffic
rapidly.
either.
Yeah.
And this needs foot traffic. This is a lot of volume of foot traffic.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get a lot of walk by and.
Sure,
I
take some of that line
love the
from
spot
Roots.
that we got. I think it's great.
We looked at what is it, Timber Creek Market too?
Yeah.
over
Yeah.
beside
Yeah.
Cardinal Hall.
I bet the rent was through the roof on
It was
that
a
bad
lot.
boy.
It was
Yeah.
a lot more
Yeah.
than what we're doing now. Yeah.
Throw this to you, Johnny. You are a seasoned, well-traveled, experienced chef. Put in perspective the flip book of you as a chef and working in restaurants. You've touched on this a little bit.
Man, I started working in restaurants. It was like '94 or '95
Wow.
here in Charlottesville.
Which one?
Well, my cousin Daphne, she was married to David Elkins, who Dave and Zipper opened up Vivace.
Yeah.
My father and uncle did the construction for Vivace, so I helped with the construction of that, and then I started working at Silver Thatch Inn when I was in high school, because I lived in Hollymead area and washing dishes, and I think that's when I really kind of like fell in love with food. I'd always tinker and cook around the house and take leftovers and make different things, but Silver Thatch Inn really kind of got me into food, and from there I've worked at a lot of restaurants in Charlottesville. So in high school I probably worked at 4 different restaurants. I worked at Regazi's, I worked at Damon's.
I remember Regazi's, Route 29.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to
been that
walk
long.
from Albemarle High School to Regazi's after school.
Damon's, the sports bar in the
Yep.
Holiday Inn.
I worked there as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
I used to sneak in there with a fake ID
Yeah.
all the time. among
You're
many
revealing a
places.
lot about yourself today. Yeah.
I'm very transparent on the
So,
show.
Yeah, you are.
before I even graduated Albemarle, I'd already worked at like 4 restaurants throughout high school. I always worked through high school. So
I love it.
Learning a lot about Johnny, mostly that he's kind of old.
Who's
Yes.
the youngest of the 3?
Greg.
Me,
Yeah.
I would imagine. I'm 28.
28.
You have to think
Okay.
about that.
I always say the wrong age, so I have to think
yeah,
about
no,
it.
you got to start doing
I
the
have to
math
add
at a
it up,
certain
yeah.
age.
Johnny, you have a youthful spirit. How old are you?
38?
Okay, so
30,
young
38,
guy,
39?
what are you?
Born in 81.
40?
81.
You're
Yeah.
aging well.
Thanks, man.
I
Appreciate it.
mean that.
Yeah, I
I
turned
mean
40
that.
last year.
40, congratulations.
Yeah, it's kind of freaking me out, but
Well, I was going to say, what happens when you hit 40? Is there some kind of like, oh shit? Or is it just another
I
birthday?
kind of expected one, to be honest with you, but no. I mean, no. My 40th birthday was a good day as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was in Egypt. It was awesome. Yeah,
That's
it's
awesome.
It's a good place to spend your 40th birthday.
What do you, I'm going to throw this to both you guys. Your experience here for sure. What have we learned from the trials and tribulations at Public? And I say it all the time on this
It's a good
show.
question.
I say it all the time on
Yeah.
this show. You have one of the best restaurants
Thanks.
in Central
You
Virginia.
were very kind to say. I
I
appreciate it. You have
truly believe
exquisite
that.
taste as well, if
Truly
I may add.
phenomenal
Really
happy
good
hour,
taste.
fair prices, great service.
Thank you.
Great location.
Thank you.
It's constantly busy.
People. Everything. Everything's people.
Yeah?
It's the people that you work with. And I've said this before. I think I said this on your show before. I couldn't have done this without Greg. I couldn't have done this without Donnie beforehand, Greg's predecessor. It's all about the people that you hire. And you have to start with good people, and you have to have people committed to what you're doing and care about what they're doing. And we've had people over the years who haven't, and it shows when they don't. You feel it. The guest feels it. And I'm really happy with the staff that we have now. Particularly, well, across the board. Greg's kitchen staff, my front of house staff, everyone's great right now. They care about what they're doing, and at the end of the day, it reflects their paycheck, it reflects their attitude. People want to come to work, and
It's so much more than just the guys that come on the show. It's every single person.
We're the
that's
laziest ones in the
working
restaurant.
there. Yeah,
We really are. We do the
There are
least
people
work.
that work so hard there, and you can't. You're
Johnny
only as
says,
good
"Speak
as
for
your lowest
yourself."
member.
I just finished doing.
I gotta add. I just gotta put this out there.
No,
I'm
no,
gonna say this now while it's on my mind, so in case I forget to say it somewhere down the road. But this guy right here is the most handy guy I've ever known in my.
Johnny Garver?
He can do anything.
Wow.
He's
Renaissance
like
man,
the
Johnny
whole
Garver.
build out of this place. I mean, it's amazing how much he's
Yeah,
capable. of.
my dad and uncle did construction, and I grew up spending every summer doing construction.
Yeah.
So I can build stuff and cook, and that's about it. So
Yeah?
I just told my
he's
fiance,
great.
I was like, I'll be a stay-at-home dad, and I'll build you a deck and cook you dinner on it.
She said, "Sign me up," right?
Right.
Is that what
yeah,
you
yeah,
said?
Yeah. She's watching right now, Rebecca Wade. Yeah.
If you guys have any comments, we have comments coming in that you want to relay to the fellas. I'm going to relay to them in about 2 minutes. There's a handful of comments coming in now, and I'm going to pass it along to the guys. So put it in the comments section if you want to talk to the fellas, and I'll relay it on air. Throw this to you guys, this topic here. Charlottesville, Virginia, freaking competitive in the restaurant space.
Talking about staffing or
All of
of
the
it.
above.
All of it is.
Oh,
Yeah.
just in
I agree.
general.
It is.
Yeah. I think the cream.
Anywhere you want to go with that?
I think the cream always rises to the top. I mean, the
does.
good ones last.
Yeah. A competition is good. It keeps everybody doing something that people love. You know, if you're not, if you don't have that competition, then people are just going to settle for what's there. And in this town, you can't. It keeps you on your toes. It keeps you always trying to do the best product. Always trying to staff with the best people. Finding people who care. Finding people who actually have pride in what they're doing. And those restaurants show and they shine in this town. And the ones that can't do that, you know, unfortunately.
They don't last, and there's been a lot of them closing recently.
Yeah.
A lot of them
Yeah.
closing
I
recently.
have
Unfortunate
a
as well.
list
It's
of 27 restaurants opening before the end of May of this year.
Man.
okay.
Oh,
What are
really?
they?
27. So you have 6 opening in Fifth Street Station. You have
6.
Yeah,
There's still that many
6
spaces.
yeah,
in
all
Fifth Street
that-
Station.
all
the ones by the movie theater. You got a
Yeah.
burger joint, a wing joint. You got an Indian joint. You got
Cookies
6 new
and
ones.
coffee
Yeah,
and-
exactly. So you follow that.
Greg lives over there, by the way.
I live
He
over
goes-
on that
yeah.
side.
No. I mean, that's where he spends all of his time.
I used to
he
live.
doesn't live there. Yeah.
It's on my way home. I used to live on Fifth Street, so that was my frequented area.
You went to Wegmans like every day.
I go to
didn't you?
Mochico probably 3 times a week to eat.
Really?
Yeah.
You like
too.
Mochico?
Mochico is
the
great.
spam joint.
I like that
Mochico
spam
is
thing they do.
great.
That's really good.
Is
yeah.
Basil finally open?
I think it is open.
Basil
yes.
is open, Judah? Judah Wickower says yes.
I think it is
you
open,
have
yeah.
12 soon to open on Preston Avenue and Dairy Market.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's
yeah.
right. That's
We talked about doing something in there as well early
Yeah?
on. It didn't feel right at the time, but maybe who's maybe in the future. But
Comments coming in. I'm going to relay the comments. This one's for Johnny Garver right here. We have a few for Johnny Garver. This is from Jeff Hoover.
Yep. Jeff.
Johnny's the best chef I've ever worked with. Really excited to check out the new spot. I will be there to support you guys. This is from Courtney Garver.
That's my little sister.
Okay. I'm so proud of my brother, Johnny Garver. You are so talented and deserve this. I love you.
Love you too. So
thank you for babysitting too.
Yeah, she's babysitting right now, so I can be here and work on the restaurant.
This is from
afterwards, so-
Alec, the master mixologist. Is he still working at Public?
No,
Is he at Junction?
no. They offered him a pretty sweet gig over
At Junction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He says, this is absolutely fantastic. Love you guys.
He's a sweetheart.
Yanis
I love
Lee,
Yeah.
you guys are looking really good.
Yeah.
Watching right now. We got questions coming about the type of sauces that you're going to offer. And we also have a question coming in, which is a good one from Chris and Crozet. Jerry, I love the show. Ask the fellows what the difference between Pronto will be and the pasta to go that's on the downtown mall. That's a good question.
Yeah, it is a good question. I think there's going to be a lot of differences.
Their
One,
pasta's really good, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, their pasta
really,
is
really
good.
It's what, Vincent's son?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think so.
I don't know what he's making his pasta out of. I mean, we're using 100% semolina.
They're not using extruders. They're doing it by hand.
Yeah,
so
they're doing it
it's a
by
smaller
hand, so it's
scale,
different.
yeah.
It's a smaller caliber. It's I think it's great for downtown for walking, but I think we're going to be a different animal. I think we're going to have the ability to do a lot more quantity. As far as quality, it's going to be up there with anybody who's doing great pasta.
It's a simple. It's a similar concept. It is. And
It is. Yeah.
when I heard they were doing that and we were sort of plotting this, I'm like, oh, they beat us to it.
Yeah, we were already in. We couldn't
ball
turn
was
back
rolling,
once we heard they were opening. We were like, oh, well, we're not downtown, so it's going to be a different animal, and we're going to have a lot more choices as well. So instead of having like 3 things on the menu or 3 pastas for the day, or we've got a pretty big kitchen, pretty big
It is
production.
a walk-in restaurant where you can
It is,
walk
yeah, you
in
can
and
walk
sit
in,
at a
sit
table
down,
and, you know.
you'll be able to have it delivered as well. So huge selection of pastas. We'll be doing specials as well.
I think we're catering to a different clientele as well. The downtown clientele is very different than the corner as well. We're really targeting students for this one, students and families.
Students and UVA staff as well. Everybody,
UVA staff.
everybody taking their lunch breaks from the hospital.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, and I'm trying to learn. I learned a lot from this show with chatting with folks in different industries. Pasta and eggs and pizza type niches in restaurants have phenomenal margin. Phenomenal margins. That's safe to say.
I think it can, yes. You
Coming from the opposite of what we.
Because seafood is
oh my God!
Yeah,
there's
the worst margins.
Yeah,
because it's
absolutely.
depending on market rate.
I think seafood's just expensive.
What I always say the prices at Public they are priced exactly how they should be, what they have to be priced for us to run the business. We're not cranking it up because we can. It's priced at what it's priced because it needs to be. That's what the seafood cost us to get in.
The market fluctuates so much on it too.
Yeah, it's all
the
over the place.
Making sure that it's always fresh.
Everything's gone up in the 6-7 years I've been here, and it doesn't come back down. It goes up, and it's like, all right, I guess that's what we're going to pay now. And
lobster is one of the worst. I mean, like that thing can swing from $8 a pound to $14 a pound overnight like that.
Yeah.
And people think that doesn't seem like much, but when your yield on a lobster is about 20% of the lobster, you're not getting a pound and a half of meat when you buy a pound and a half of lobster.
Right.
I've in the past had to
4 ounces.
I've had to pull seafood items off the menu before because of pricing. There's one year, it was a couple of years ago, scallops went from like $13 a pound to like $23 a pound.
Yeah.
And it was
insane the way that they
can't serve. I can't do it. It's just, you're not making any money by the time you do it. So
Eric Berga says, "I can't wait to be back in the kitchen with you, Johnny."
Yeah,
You're
Eric
looking
Berger's
good
gonna be
right
helping
there.
us open up. Yeah,
David Simmons giving you props.
David Simmons, thank you. He's from Virginia Beach. Yep, family friend.
This question to you guys: the UVA Corner, from what I found, the student mindset very different from when I was there. Dude, I was like getting after it. Getting after it. I cared about going out 6 nights a week. I cared about pretty girls. I cared about getting after it on the corner. It seems like it is almost a more focused mindset now, less booze-centric, and a little bit more focused. Am I reading that wrong?
Look at the line outside our Roots every single day. I mean,
Roots is crushing.
It's insane the business that they're doing now, and I hope to get a chunk of that. I mean, I don't know. I hope to feel success.
Cater to a
they
similar
have.
demo.
Yeah, I do. I think it's a different time. We're talking about millennials now. The mindset is so different than when I was 18, 19, 20, 21 years old. I think they still go out every night, don't they? I mean,
I mean, it was a bid day the other day, and they were all out. I mean, around the backside there on Wurtland, they're playing beer pong 4 in the afternoon. Yeah, so there's still partying
on a
going
Sunday,
on. Yeah, there's still partying going on.
Throw this question to you guys, and Greg, why don't you jump in the mix here? What do you see as emerging little areas in Charlottesville's restaurant scene? I feel like Public and Maya undoubtedly have helped drive Midtown's growth. Oak Heart's helped drive Midtown's growth.
Don't forget Oak Heart, yeah.
What do you see as stuff that's booming? Anywhere you want to go on that topic?
That's why we were originally looking across from Public, because I think West Main Street's really taken off, and I think, not to speak down to anyone, but I think the downtown mall is sort of pushing more towards West Main Street, kind of where everyone's going. The parking situation's better, the restaurants are really good.
It's cleaner.
It's cleaner.
It's not broken glass
It's,
everywhere.
even I've lived here this long, it's easier getting around, and I jumped on board with the corner location too, because I thought it was accessible and good as well.
Where are you from?
I'm from New Hampshire.
Okay.
Yeah.
What got you down here?
The chef before me at Public, his name is Donnie. He and I had worked together in New Hampshire and Maine, and he was from somewhere around Virginia, and he moved to Charlottesville, and
He was from Woodbridge.
he was working at the local, and he got out of there and took the job with Daniel, and I came and I worked alongside him for about 1.5 years, and then Donnie moved on, and I've been here ever since. So
You got to give a plug for his new restaurant, though.
Sure, Donnie's opening has opened a restaurant called Grisette
Yes, Richmond.
in Richmond
With
Andy.
with Andy McClure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's doing really well.
Yeah, is it doing well?
It's doing great, I
Yeah,
understand.
Donnie's a phenomenal chef.
And that's
in person.
more fine dining.
It's very
I would say upscale
laid-back
bistro. Yeah, but
Yeah.
real French. Very French.
very
it's very good.
fresh.
I've heard a lot of
It's
good
really,
things
really
about
good.
it. Haven't
Me
been
too.
yet.
It's great.
Me too.
It's really, really good.
How about the change in customer mindset? Less white, cloth napkin, and
Yeah.
more like paper towel.
People still call us like a
You know what I mean?
fine dining
Like that?
restaurant, and I hate that term. Fine
Yeah,
dining
we're
is-
not a fine dining.
That's not at all what
Public
we're
isn't,
trying to
yeah.
be. No. I think there's way more of a trend to casual dining, and even the fast casual, and that's why we went with that's really the feel of this new place. Is there's a lot of people sort of going in that direction when they choose where to dine out. It's faster, it's more convenient, it's less expensive, and there'll always be a place for sit-down restaurants making really good food, and I think Public proves that, and a lot of other restaurants in Charlottesville prove that. But the mindset is healthier. It's faster, it's cheaper, because people are busy. We're in a busy world now, and people want to eat quick.
The hustle and bustle.
And I can still offer you that at Public as well. Our happy hours are one of the best deals in town.
Oh my
Don't
gosh,
forget,
this is
4 to 6
amazing.
every day. Yeah,
It's sick
$1.25
happy
Virginia oysters, $2 off drafts.
Look at them plugging right there.
Keep going. I got a lot of cocktails.
Right here. It is
$6.50.
literally a badass happy hour.
Thank you, sir.
I really, 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 truly mean that. You, Johnny, have something to say about this. The change in mindset with people going to restaurants.
Like Daniel said, I think people want better value, for one, definitely. Things can be expensive. It's expensive to go out to eat. So people want to spend less. They want to spend less time at the restaurant. I think people want to get in, they want to get out. You don't see people. I remember back in the day where people would sit for hours and eat, and you don't see that very much anymore.
The funny
you see
thing
it
is
at
when
fine dining, but
ironically though, those people who do come in and sit for 2.5, 3 hours generally come in at 9 o'clock.
yeah.
At least my servers would make
Yeah.
it.
I think Nick would also say that.
Love you guys.
What do you jump in here, Greg? Your thoughts on that topic? I mean, this is changing people's eating habits.
God, it is.
This is a drug addiction, undoubtedly. I'm like, my family, my wife in particular, is like going to new places if we're in a new market. She'll go in like on their Facebook, IG, or the Yelp, see what the photos are like, see what people have to say.
Yeah, you gotta
then
take
literally
pictures of your
say, I
food.
want this.
Yeah.
And if it's not on the menu or doesn't look like that, she's like, what's,
Yeah.
throw that topic.
Well, I just, I was just thinking it last night. Like every night that I have to feed myself, 2 or 3 nights a week where I'm not at the restaurant, I don't know what to eat, or I don't know, lunch every day too. Like, where am I going to go for lunch today? I don't want to make myself something. So, I think the fast casual, just in and out kind of place is what's taking off. I was in Nashville earlier last year.
Nice. Love Nashville.
And there's a lot of just places where you stand in line, you go up to the counter, you get your food, and then you sit down at the table, and once it's ready, they bring it to you.
Patty B's, baby.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm talking about. But they, I think a lot of cities are going to head in that direction. Like that's just how we're going to eat now, And there's always a place, like Daniel said, for a Public fish and oyster, or the sit-down dinner restaurant that you're going to drop $100 at. But people have to eat, 2 meals a day, so they're gonna go around.
Are you surprised there's no hot chicken joint in this market?
No, but I mean, there's
There's
is
a
there,
ton of
five
fried
of them.
chicken.
There's
Probably
5
will
of them
be
now.
on
Yeah.
29 there on Emmett Street.
There's-
Yeah,
you
somewhere in
got-
between.
Oh yeah.
What did we decide on for the name for that, by
I
the
think
way?
we decided on the cock block.
The cock block is
Yeah.
good.
The
Cock
cock
block.
block is hilarious.
Yeah.
The fried chicken corridor, yep.
Cock block on Evans Street.
I finally had one of those Popeyes chicken sandwiches.
Still
and I keep
haven't had
hearing
I
one.
had a famous bowl last night for dinner.
I had one on the way home the other night.
Was it good?
Yeah, it was really good.
Yeah?
It was really good.
What was the price
I would say,
point?
I don't know, $5, something like that.
Damn.
No, maybe $6 with a. Yeah, it's cheap. We haven't discussed our price point yet for this.
Yeah, let's do
It's
it.
one of the best things about this new restaurant.
Yeah,
Also,
yeah,
about
right,
sauces.
great.
Question on sauces too.
Yeah. So sauces, we're going to be doing, I think it's like 8 different sauces. We're going to have a pomodoro, which is your classic red, tomato, basil, oregano, garlic, onion. We're going to be doing a Fra Diablo. It's a spicy red sauce. We're doing a vodka sauce. It's got the cream and the basil, vodka in there. We'll have carbonara.
Nice.
Egg, pecorino. It's got the pancetta. Pesto. White wine and butter, so almost like a primavera. What else did we do?
What are we forgetting?
I know, Alfredo. Alfredo is not going to be your your cream Alfredo. It's going to be a traditional Italian Alfredo. So it's going to be butter, cheese, and a little bit of the starchy pasta water that the pasta was cooked in. So it's going to be classic, not the Americanized Alfredo. So
What do you think about that, Greg?
I think it's great. Johnny is 100% the chef of this restaurant. So I had his red sauce today, and it was fantastic. I told him it was better than mine. So I'm
spent like 4 hours at home making it last night.
He's the guy. I'm not taking any credit on sauces.
Lucky
or anything
fiance.
like that. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure she was the sounding board, right?
Yep. She had bucatini with pomodoro last night.
Is your dynamic like mine, where she's like, mine's like the harshest critic, but comes from like the best spot possible with it?
Yeah. So I mean, sometimes she's afraid to like tell me really, but then I'll get it out of her. She's afraid to hurt my feelings, but I'm like, no, come on, I need to know.
Yeah,
I need to
because you
know.
would rather that than a customer.
Tell me it's good. That doesn't help me. I love the negative because the negative is what makes you better.
Amen.
It's falling down that makes you stronger. So I want to know what's bad about it. I don't want to know what's good about it.
Which is the opposite of my girlfriend.
Which is exactly the opposite of Greg as well.
Yeah, who will tell me, that caramel sauce you made for everyone at Christmas was burnt. It was bad. And then I try it, and you're right. It was a little burnt.
Or you say
so
no.
you gotta have thick skin, dude.
I think she's just a different breed of person. That's all.
What do you gotta say about that?
No, I think that's great. I think working with both chefs, they've both been very open to any comments or feedback, because at the end of the day, we want to put the best product out for our customer, and we want them coming back every single day. This is a restaurant you can eat every single day. Our price was $8, $7.99.
Yeah, $7.99.
Under $8.
Pick your pasta, pick your preparation.
Yeah.
We'll have some things you can add on, different proteins, meatballs, chicken, shrimp, hot Italian sausage, pancetta, bacon.
Restaurant.
Nice.
Yeah.
8 bones?
Yeah, we don't want to make any
You cannot
money.
find that in Charlottesville.
We don't want to make any money. We just want the customer to be happy. There's no money in this for us.
Cool. How about the dynamic here? You guys are like freaking brothers.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like a tight-knit group. Talk to me about that.
We've got along really well since we all started working together. We're fun guys, I think,
Yeah, we have the same goals.
We got jokes.
Yeah.
You got jokes.
I think we're all ambitious. We all really take a lot of pride in what we do, but we have a good time when we're not working.
I got to ask the question here. The plan is obviously to scale the brand, right?
The plan is to get this one right.
Yes.
He likes to curve that combo there. You don't want to put the cart before the horse.
Very Bill Belichick.
I don't.
It's literally about
With
to say
that being said, we're all very ambitious guys,
Yeah.
and I think we feel like this is a concept that could work in a lot of different places.
Absolutely.
As long as it's executed properly.
Yes.
I feel
Comes
like
down to execution and staff.
You have a small working footprint, so the barrier of entry is a little bit lower. I feel like this is the kind of concept that's going to photo well.
You think the barrier of entry was low? I don't feel like the barrier of entry was low.
I think the barrier of entry is lower than, say, like a 500 square foot restaurant.
It was cheaper than Prime.
Well, I mean, Prime is the most expensive restaurant in Charlottesville to build out.
And the most beautiful as well.
Oh, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's really
We're saving a good amount of money though on construction. So
Yeah?
that helps.
Okay,
That
we get
helps.
this question a lot. How do you
Johnny
start?
knows of it.
How do you start a restaurant? We get that question all the time on this show with the chefs and owners that come on here.
You got to make sure that it fits the location. Like I was talking about before, we looked at several locations, and there's a certain type of restaurant. If you look at a location, there's certain restaurants that will not work for that location. You look at your kitchen, you look at your floor plan. You look at the traffic that's in that neighborhood, what type of neighborhood it is, and you have to pick the right restaurant. I mean, you can have a great idea and a great restaurant, but if you have the wrong location, it's no matter how hard you work at it, it's not going to work. So I think this location and what we've done to the space, it's night and day. I mean, it is night and day. We gutted the place and just kind of redid everything. From ceiling to floor.
Awesome.
We put a lot of work into it.
That's awesome. I think people have, and Greg, I'm going to throw this to you, Daniel, you jump in. They have this misconception often of being an entrepreneur or business owner. It's like, oh, he's the business owner. He's stacking paper. Oh, he has this building here. He's got to be stacking paper. I'm like, dudes, and I'll show you a photo
Is
here.
that slang for making money?
Yeah. You've
Stacking
heard stacking
paper.
paper before.
I like that.
I'm literally going to show you a photo of our building on the second floor where the urinal, and I put it on screen on the one shot here, Judah. One shot, you can see it on screen. I'm going to put it right here.
We're going to look at a urinal.
The urinal leaked onto
man.
the second floor, and I'm sitting there literally cleaning this in our building right here. So put in perspective of how it's the opposite of this like rock star lifestyle, where it's easy.
It's not. It's not easy. It's a lot of hard work. It's thinking about it constantly. You know, when I go home, that's changing diapers, thinking about, you know, what transitions I'm going to do on the floor, where I'm going to hang stuff, and how I'm going to fit stuff, finding parts and bolts for different things.
I'm not going to sleep through the night till this restaurant's open.
Yeah.
I'm waking up like every 2 hours right now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's insane.
Why?
Yeah.
Stress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to get this restaurant open.
It's a lot of stuff to do.
It's an expensive project as well, you know. I mean, it's all relative, but
Isn't it so different now? At least it is for me, and I'm gonna throw it to you guys. Isn't it so different now that we have we have kids counting on us, and like mouths to feed, and we get home and like these people depend on what happens here to stay alive.
Yeah. Yep.
luckily
There's
it's
no
working.
choice. It has to
Everyone
work.
It has to work.
There's
Yeah.
no choice. That's
Right?
I mean,
They've done a good job, though. Everybody still has
That's
a
the
pulse,
mentality.
you know?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So, Judah Wickar, why don't we do this? Why don't we go studio camera and let's bring some pasta on set?
Yeah.
And you guys give us a snapshot of what we're eating here. When and go studio camera, and I'm going to throw this to you. When is grand opening?
Oh, yeah, Greg, you answer this one. Knock on wood.
I think there's a soft plan opening for next Monday, a week from today, and then
Tuesday.
try to be
Tuesday,
Tuesday
to the
rather.
No, Tuesday. That's the opening.
Okay,
Yeah,
Tuesday,
Tuesday.
and then
Soft on Monday, Tuesday.
Tuesday would be their okay. Yeah.
Is that
That's
called
the
a
plan.
hard opening?
No, it's a soft
Grand
No, but the
opening.
second one, when you actually
Is it a
do
hard
open,
opening?
It's the
No, it'd be
opposite
a
of a
grand.
soft opening. Is that a hard opening?
I don't know. I think that's
You
the
call it
grand
that?
opening,
Guess it's
isn't
yeah,
it?
grand.
It's the grand opening.
Hard,
It's
grand,
going to
either
be
way.
grand as
What do you
well.
figure out the soft opening?
How to do everything. I mean, we haven't done this for people. We've done this for ourselves yet.
Yeah.
I mean,
love
that,
it.
I
It's
mean,
the scale. It's getting the staff all.
you're making everything up on Monday. On Tuesday, you gotta have
Yeah, you gotta
systems
be
in
ready.
place.
You gotta have
Yeah.
Johnny
systems in
Garver,
place.
no pressure, homie.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
pressure.
Yeah, I've got good people that are going to be helping. So I've got people that have worked with me before. So like Eric Verga, he worked with me before in the kitchen, and him and I can. I mean, Greg will tell you, you work with somebody in the kitchen long enough, they know what you want done and how you want it done, so you don't have to babysit that process, which really helps if you have some good people.
I love it. I
So
love
even
it.
though this is new, bringing in people that know how I work and what I expect, I think it's going to really help us.
Greg, throw this to you. Newish to Charlottesville compared to the rest of us.
Sure.
Okay, that's safe to say.
Ish.
Compared to the rest of
Ish.
us. How does it feel to be tied, the chef at Public, badass restaurant, and one of the co-owners of a new restaurant on an epicenter like the UVa Corner? How's that feel?
It feels great. I'm honored that Daniel allowed me to be part of it and kind of gave me a small chunk of it. And but I mean, these two guys they're doing all the work. Johnny's building the whole thing out. He's the chef. He's the brainchild of it all. And you know, I'm here talking to everyone and enjoying the ride. But I'll certainly be there helping out
He's
when
helping
I
out a lot.
can.
He's-
You know, obviously I have another restaurant that I'm running, and is, you know, we're in January, so it's a good time for me with all that. But we're just waiting next week.
He was in there making the pasta this morning for us.
I love it. I can't
This
wait to eat
pasta
it.
right now.
I'm
I
gonna
did
throw-
make this
Yeah,
pasta.
he
yes.
made this pasta.
Nice, Greg. I'm
I
gonna
made
throw
the
this question.
sauce and put it all together. He made the pasta.
How about this question for you, Johnny?
I put the sticker on the box.
He did put
Good
the
job,
sticker on it.
Daniel. Good job.
He grated cheese for us too.
I did grate
so-
cheese,
Yeah.
So, Let's get his hands dirty.
Yep.
Okay, throw this before we eat. How about local boy now being a restaurant owner?
It's been my dream to own a restaurant. I've had several different ideas. I remember meeting my fiance's family, and they're like, "What do you want to do?" You know, the whole judgmental when you meet the family, like, "What is your plan for your life?" And I told them, "I want to open up a restaurant." That's kind of always been it. So it's.
How do they respond to that?
It was,
you
it
nuts?
was- they were like, "Well, do you have a name for it?" I'm like, "No, I don't have a name for it." Why don't you have a name for it?
I'm having a conversation with you.
I,
Right?
I want to
Yeah,
chime in
like-
on this one. I want to tell you why I wanted to own a restaurant with Johnny, because I saw Johnny at his previous place of employment acting like he owned that restaurant, which he didn't. And I think that
We're
says a
talking
lot.
parallel
about-
38.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about
I built
somebody.
that one too.
Yeah, he did a lot of. Yeah.
Well, that says something.
I wanted to own a restaurant with this guy. Yeah.
I have the mentality you got to do things right.
I love that.
You
have
have
to.
you have to do it right.
Yeah.
You can't cut corners on things. If you don't do it right, you're failing for a reason, and I don't like failing very much.
Neither do I.
Everybody does it. It happens. It makes you better, but you got to take the time to do things right, and you have to have pride in what you're doing. And I think that's something my dad really instilled in me, and I think that's why I've always leaned towards cooking and construction. It's taking that pile of materials that there was nothing there, and you get to stand back and get that instant gratification of I built that, I made that. You get to look at
he
that.
really did all this. I mean,
That's sick, dude. That's amazing. That is awesome. That's Renaissance.
It's a really great feeling.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I bet it does.
Just stand back and I made that.
Johnny, introduce what we got here. This looks
It looks
amazing.
like you got the carbonara, so that's bucatini.
Okay.
So it's like a spaghetti noodle with a little hole through the center. So it's like a long macaroni noodle, whatever you'd like to.
So this is how it's served.
That is how it's served.
$8 or
Yep.
less, or $8, right?
Yep.
That
One
would
right
be
there is
$7.99,
$7.99.
$7.99.
Yep.
Okay.
So that one's made with.
Dude, it's a lot of pasta.
Yeah, it's a good amount of pasta.
A lot of pasta,
Yeah.
Greg. Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's a traditional carbonara. We got the pancetta, the egg, pecorino, little cracked black pepper.
Amazing. I love it. I love it.
And the other one we brought was pappardelle. So it's like the ribbons.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat if you guys.
Do it.
Pappardelle with the pomodoro sauce, which is the red sauce, and that's topped off with Parmesan.
You can tell that this is fresh, and it's made like, well, it's like heavier than most pastas. You know what I mean? It's like thicker. It offers more like it's filling more. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
like it's good, dude. I mean, put in perspective what goes into making something like this.
The pasta itself,
Yeah, all of it.
I'll let Greg go over the pasta.
Sure, we make it with it's 3 ingredients. It's eggs, water, and semolina flour. And I think using the real deal only semolina flour. We talked about
Which is quite expensive.
It is.
right.
Yeah.
And we talked about mixing it with all-purpose and all
we
that.
talked about cutting
and
it, but I think cutting it it's not going to make as good of a product, and we don't
Yeah.
want to cut something to save money. We want to put out the best product that we can put out.
I love this. I absolutely love this.
Yeah, and Daniel's been dying to eat pasta out of one of those boxes for about 6 months. So as you can see, he's digging right in.
Johnny, do you want to walk him through mine?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the pappardelle. So the pappardelle is like basically ribbon noodles. Might
not
be.
sure which
Yeah.
one's-
Here you go. You can have that one as well. And then the tomato sauce. And tomato sauce, it's a long process of doing a tomato sauce right, or pomodoro sauce, or some people call it marinara sauce. But we take some onion, garlic, fresh basil, fresh oregano, fresh flat leaf parsley, a little crushed red pepper. It's all sautéed, sweated in olive oil. Once you get some good color and released a lot of those oils and flavors from the herbs and the onion and garlic, then you hit it up with your tomatoes. And we're using some really good tomato products. So they're some whole San Marzano plump tomatoes. So those are pureed down. We add those into the pot. It cooks down for 3-4 hours at least. A little bit of tomato paste, add some more brightness and sweetness to it. And then at the end, we hit it with salt and pepper to taste to make sure that we have the seasoning right.
You're going to love this comment that just came in. Where are they located? Guys, they're located on the UVA Corner in the old Revolutionary Soup. And Vic also says, they look like they eat, so this pasta must be good.
I don't know how to feel about that one.
Testing, yeah.
Vic, this
Lot of
pasta is
testing.
banging. This is 5-star pasta.
Yeah, we brought him. We brought
Judah.
Yeah, some of his
Yeah.
We're
friends.
gonna
Yeah, we
oh,
got
we're
more
going to
for
save
you.
it for Judah, too.
Yeah.
Judah definitely gets the perks here of the gig here. We got another question coming in. We covered this already. They're just tuning in. When is the grand opening? We're going to be there, Jared. This looks amazing. It's next week, right?
Yep, 21st. Tuesday,
21st.
the
As
21st.
long as everything goes to plan,
Yep.
that's when we plan on opening.
Knocking an IKEA over here.
We are opening a restaurant. Things don't always go as planned.
Yeah.
But
There's always
that's the goal, and we feel pretty good about it.
Yeah.
Meg Welch at 3 Notch. What's up, girl? Welcome to the program. Okay, I'm gonna throw this to you here. The pasta is literally 5-star pasta at an $8 price.
Yeah,
I think you
that's
guys
what
are
we
gonna
wanted.
absolutely crush it.
Yeah.
Pasta seems like it's gonna be like craft pasta. The next you guys are ahead of the game. I feel like it's
so.
gonna be the next sexy food category or niche
Yeah.
that's coming. Do you think so? What do you think?
Guys, let's hope so.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think people got away from it a little bit with
Right.
with you had Atkins and then dieting, and now you seem to have, there's a lot of people are finding out that they're celiac, which, good thing is we're going to be doing other options as well. We're going to be doing a zucchini noodle, which works really well
that
in
was
our
a great
prepper.
segue, by the way, right into that, our
Yeah.
That's really
you
good.
like that one, huh?
Yeah.
We're also going to be doing
it's good.
we're going to be doing a gluten-free pasta as well, and that's going to be made with rice flour, so,
We've got the vegetarian question coming in. We're gonna throw them.
Yeah, we'll have vegetarian options.
How do chefs feel about vegetarians?
You know,
You're gonna play this the right way, Johnny Garver.
My mom
'Cause you're a
has been
carnivore.
my mom has been a vegetarian for a while, so you learn to. I think it's good for a chef when people have like vegetarian or vegan, because it makes you think outside of the box, and it makes you make items that are still tasty without those tasty fats and meats that I love so much. Bacon is one of my favorite things in the world.
Bacon's
I put it
top
on
3
everything.
favorite food.
Yeah, bacon. I would eat bacon on anything. But I think having those people both coming to your restaurant or in your family and cooking for really helps you think outside of the box and make things that are tasty that don't have, meats in them. So as far as vegetarian,
most of the pastas at their base form
Yeah.
are going to be vegetarian. I mean,
we have eggs.
there's eggs.
Eggs are, technically,
Oh, sure.
it's not vegan,
They're
but
not vegan.
vegetarian.
I think the only base pasta that has we're going to do a bolognese, we're going to do a carbonara.
Yeah, I think the
Those are the only
bolognese
two that have
meat in the
normal
preparation.
setup, yeah.
And all the other meats you have to add on. We'll be adding
That's
on.
right. So most of our menu is
vegetarian. Yeah. It's not vegan, but it is vegetarian.
But there's the zoodle.
The zoodle, we'll be able to do vegan options as well.
Grace says, Vic says, sounds great. I can't wait till you open. I will be there. Grace says, Daniel, thank you for creating a great restaurant in Public.
That's very
My
nice.
family and I love Public and go there for special occasions.
Thank you.
We also have the comment about happy hour. Is it going to be a happy hour or drinks or alcohol served at Pronto?
There will be alcohol, yeah.
We'll have alcohol. We're going to be
Beer
doing
and
beer and wine. Yeah.
I love it. All right, we are 55 minutes in. You guys have crushed it. Why don't I throw it this way? Final word. Anywhere you want to go. Guys, this pasta is amazing. Pronto is amazing on the corner. Anywhere you want to go, Johnny. Anything you want to cover.
We never mentioned, we also have another little section of the menu, not just pasta. We'll have a macaroni and cheese.
We didn't even talk about that.
I know.
Macaroni and
Hasn't been
cheese
mentioned
is
yet.
missing from Charlottesville.
We
have a
are
whole
doing
mac and
macaroni and
cheese
cheese
section.
as well.
Yeah.
We're making our own macaroni.
Nice.
We're making our own cheese sauce, and we're gonna have like 5 different macaroni and cheeses that we've kind of designed to.
How did we not mention this before?
I was
Well, let's keep
saving
going.
it. I was saving it. Yeah. So we'll have like 5 different macaroni and cheeses. We'll have a spicy one, a classic. We're thinking of doing like a loaded baked potato one. There's broccoli and
brilliant.
bacon and
Dude, I'd be all
scallion.
about loaded baked potato.
We're
Buffalo chicken.
buffalo chicken. We're thinking of buffalo chicken as one of our macs. We have a spicy mac with the hot Italian sausage and roasted jalapenos and some
It's like
peppers.
comfort food, price fairly.
We're gonna do one that's called polo fungu. Yeah, we're thinking about.
There was a whole lot of asking Siri how to say things in Italian
right?
yesterday.
So that one's gonna be like chicken, caramelized onions, and roasted mushrooms. So there's going to be a few macaroni and cheese options.
The original idea was just a mac and cheese
I had
place,
this idea
and
for
it
the-
grew
yeah.
into all pasta,
Yeah.
which I think is a
No.
good
Mac and
extension.
cheese place would crush. A
Yeah.
grilled cheese place would crush.
Well, it is a mac and cheese place. I mean, it's a whole
Right.
half of the menu is
Yeah.
mac and cheese. Yeah.
Yep.
We anticipate doing a lot of
mac and cheese for
yeah.
college kids.
I love it.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
is there late night options?
We're talking about it.
We're talking about it.
Yeah.
Do like
we think-
3 a.m. or 2,
Yeah.
when the bars let out?
We're
not
thinking maybe
opening-
Fridays and Saturdays.
We're not
we'll
opening
move
with
into
that, but we want to get started first.
We want to make sure we're doing everything right, and we take care of the lunch and dinner
How do 3 fuckers
rushes.
run a late night restaurant?
Staff, good people.
Yeah,
Staff.
we're not going to be there. I'm not going to be there at 3 in the morning.
I'll probably be there a few
I
times
know.
if we did.
You're going to have a cot over there,
Yeah,
aren't you?
yeah,
So it's like
yep.
you already do have a cot over there.
No, not quite. It's,
Tommy's been spending the most time there.
yeah, it's,
he's-
if I'm not watching the baby at
put the hours
home, I'm at the restaurant
How
or at
about
Lowe's.
Throw this to you. I often think about this in my kid. Having we're getting the delivery question. I'll ask that delivery question, guys. It's on a number of pages. How about the legacy as a father and a business owner for a young child? You ever think about that stuff?
Oh yeah. Love for her to come work for me one day in one of my restaurants.
Right?
I'd love to have multiple of these restaurants and multiple other restaurants. As a chef, a pasta to go place wasn't my dream. You know, I'd love.
Why you say that?
You know, it's just
because everybody gets in the game for like 5-star, 4 or 5.
Yeah, I mean everybody wants to do that. I don't want anything that fancy, but you know, I used to work at Boar's Head and Keswick, and I miss doing that kind of food sometimes. I really do miss doing the fancy stuff.
You can do foie gras pasta. I mean,
yeah, foie gras pasta. Yeah.
All right, throw this question to you: delivery. Everybody's asking about delivery.
Yes.
It's just an indication of this.
You
guys are going to be all over that.
We'll work with the delivery services.
Yeah.
We are eventually. Yes.
Do you hate? I mean, I'm saying this. The delivery services.
They take a big cut.
Right.
Yeah.
They do.
The margins are so slim as it is, and then throwing that in there. But I think it's a necessary evil when you have a process like this, unless you have your own delivery people, which maybe is a possibility.
Eventually, there's going to be a restaurateur, and it could be your group, or Andy's group, or Wilson's group, where they vertically integrate their model and have delivery drivers there to maintain the margin that goes to the drivers and to ensure quality of food upon delivery.
It wouldn't be a bad idea. I think that's for those guys who have a bunch of restaurants, it makes a lot of sense.
Before cost is quality of food that you get sometimes.
Because sometimes I'm seeing one of my favorite spots to go to, because he's my boy, Curtis at Peloton.
Yeah.
And I was talking to him about this. The delivery drivers are stacking orders.
Yeah.
Where they're like, instead of dropping the food off right away.
Yeah, they're picking up 3 or 4.
3 or 4.
And
then he's like, dude, my food.
Like, don't ever order fries to go. You'll always have. We'll get Grubhub every now and then. We'll get something that has fries, and I'll turn the oven on at home because I know I need to reheat it. It's just
we at Public we have Postmates showing up all the time, coming to pick up orders that we don't know anything. We don't participate. We're not on it.
Yeah.
And they come and they say, we're here to pick up this order. We don't.
I think that's the biggest worry is like worrying about the food that's reaching your guest, and then they blame you. They're saying, oh, this food is crap and it's cold, or it's the sauce is congealed, or whatever happens to it. And it's like, I'm making great food. It's hot. It went out hot, and you don't have any control over it after that.
That would irritate the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's I don't want to serve crap food to people. It's the last thing in the world that I want to do, and it's out of your control sometimes when you have delivery drivers.
The good thing is with food like this, though, and again, we've been talking
it holds.
a long time before.
It holds.
But it holds well.
Yeah.
I mean, this is hot. It holds well. It tastes damn good.
We've designed the cook time for it to hold.
Yeah. This is legit.
Yeah, no, it's probably an hour in between when he ate it.
I mean, more than that.
Yeah.
Greg made this at 8:30 in the morning.
We finished making that pasta and putting the sauce on the cheese probably 11:30, 45, 11:45, 11:50.
What time is it?
It's 1:30. I'm gonna throw this
So that's pretty good shelf life for it.
The entrepreneur in me. I'm gonna throw this to you. Okay. I'm an entrepreneur, vision guy.
Yeah.
I see. You're gonna hate this. I see Hollymead Forest Lakes.
Yeah. Why am I going to hate that?
I see Pantops.
I live near there.
I see Zion's Crossroads.
Mm-hmm.
This could kill her working like a Belmont or downtown somewhere.
That sounds great.
Maybe Fifth Street Extended. Fifth Street Extended is a gold mine of disposable income.
Those are all locations we talked about for another one of these. Should everything go right and we do this really well.
You go 5 Prontos at Charlottesville and Central Virginia. You prove the concept, pop, proof of performance.
You're an ambitious guy. You want to come on?
And you get private equity.
We're still hiring.
Funding,
yeah.
And then you scale this big time. This would crush in Richmond. This would crush anywhere.
Let's talk in a year.
I think you're going to kill it. I think you're going to
see what happens.
Guys, this food is damn good. Damn good. Support the people that are making the community a better place. Greg, Johnny, and Daniel are doing that. Thank you. Thank you. Seriously, this is fun. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to just everybody who's come into our restaurant, and everybody who's going to be coming to this restaurant. Charlottesville's an amazing city, and I think a really supportive city of the restaurant scene. And I think as we get it here, I think we really get it here that good food is done with love and is done right and is something that should be respected. And Charlottesville acts like that, and I appreciate that of the city.
I love it. It's a good ending point right there. For the people that are just tuning in, this is damn good pasta. This is what we're going to do with today's show. We will archive it in totality on ilovecville.com. And for the next 30 days, which times nicely with their grand opening, we will syndicate it on 17 Facebook pages, 17 Twitter accounts. We have the 3rd largest Instagram community in Charlottesville, a daily e-newsletter that goes out to 120,000 inboxes. I'm going to turn this into a podcast on iTunes. Judah, our director, will. And, of course, archive it on ilovecville.com. Support the folks that are making Charlottesville a better place for all of us. And Daniel, Johnny, and Greg embody that statement. I close the show with the same message. We ask everybody that's watching to embody the golden rule. I do not make this about religion. I just make this about treating the people in your life how you want to be treated yourself. It's the golden rule. Charlottesville needs that more than ever. The Commonwealth, the country, and the world need the golden rule more than ever. My name is Jerry Miller. This is the I Love CVille show. Tomorrow, we tell the story of Mangione's on West Main Street, their evolution as restaurateurs. Wednesday, we're going to be talking about Andy Rowland, who has had some health issues. And there's a benefit that's going on at Rapture. We're going to help promote that benefit to help one of Charlottesville's best musicians get back on his feet. Thursday, we talk planning, zoning, and real estate with Rory Stolzenberg, planning commissioner at Charlottesville, and Scott Beyer, a guy who has a development background. And then Friday, we got some live freaking music. It's the I Love CVille show, guys. Be easy. Take care. Good job.
Thanks, bud.
Seriously.
Appreciate it.
Fun.
Yeah, thank you.
It was great.
Thank you.
Flew by.
Thanks.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. It was fun. This is good.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it really is. We're not on anymore.
No, we're all.
Oh. Sorry.
Shit.
Yeah.